Alright, on this head and neck model we can see superficial muscles here on the left hand side and deep muscles here on the right. So on the superficial side we can see trapezius. It starts here on the occipital bone and the nuchal ligament and the spinous processes all the way down the vertebral column. Not all the way down, but down the vertebral column to T12. And then here we have the inferior fibers, the middle fibers, and the upper fibers. So these ones are the descending ones that go downwards, middle, up. These ones are the ascending ones. And here we can see they're attaching onto the spine of the scapula, the acromion, and also onto the clavicle, the lateral aspect of the clavicle. Deep trapezius we find rhomboid, so here's rhomboid minor and rhomboid major, and they're going over and attaching onto the medial aspect of the scapula. And also on this side here we can see levator scapulae. So levator scapulae attaches onto C1 to C4 on the transverse processes, whereas rhomboids start on the spinous processes, and that's why levator scapulae is farther away from the midline. And it's also going over to the medial border of the scapula. We can also see some of these deep back muscles here, or intrinsic back muscles. Here's splenius, so splenius capitis, splenius cervicus, and a little bit here, this is semispinalis, so deep to the erectors. We can also see on this model here a bit of deltoid. So again, this is the spine of the scapula and the acromion. So this would be deltoid. And deep here we can see a little bit of a rotator cuff muscle. This is infraspinatus here. If we just rotate it here and look at the anterior aspect, we can also see some of the intercostal muscles. So here we have internal intercostals. These fibers are running down and back, and they're in between the costal cartilages. So this particular muscle starts on the front and goes posteriorly. And then over top of them, we can see external intercostals. These fibers are running down and forward. You can also see here an axioappendicular muscle. Here we have pectoralis minor. Starts on ribs 3, 4, and 5, and goes up towards the coracoid process. Okay, so here's pec minor. Here we can also see deep the scalene muscles. So here's the brachial plexus emerging out, and in front we have anterior scalene, middle scalene, and then posterior scalene here. Here we have deep neck muscles. We have a superficial neck muscle. Here we have sternocleidomastoid. So sternocleidomastoid has two heads. It has a sternal head and a clavicular head, and goes up towards the mastoid process and also the occipital bone here.